information site. Message forums, newsletters, Trans Am chat room. 78ta.com. See you online.
Hey, I'm Pete with Fbodywarehouse, and what we're doing today is we're working on our 1981 Trans Am. As you can see on top of the car here, what we have is the factory headliner, and we've taken this headliner and instead of buying one of the new PUI units, we just bought the material and we recovered it. That was a pretty easy process. We bought the material, and when you buy that you get it in the full length, and you got to trim it down to fit, obviously. Using 3M brand general trim adhesive, which is basically headliner adhesive, we've glued the headliner down onto our factory board. And as you can see, it looks real good. Now, one thing we did do is our headliner board, it showed some mileage on it. So in certain areas, like around the dome light and also around the visor holes, we did do some homemade bending, which involved making some cardboard reinforcements, and then we've taped them down real good, and between that, the spray adhesive, and the headliner actual board and material, it'll hold steady. The first step, once you have everything out of your car, of course, the first step is you're going to have your front metal trim and your rear metal trim. And this is your front and rear headliner trim for the 1974 and a half through 1981 models. First thing we're going to do is hang the trim using 2 or 3 screws. We're not going to tighten it down, we're just going to get it a couple turns. So when we set our headliner into place, it has a lip that I can set in on the front and also the rear. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, what is you can see when you look in the cabin here, we put our front rear headliner trim in, and now we're going to take the headliner and go ahead and set it in also. Bringing the headliner in is sort of a weeble wobble, but it will go in. So, and it's always good to have 2 people on this, but 1 person can do it though. And what you want to do basically, in this case we're going to start at the back, and you're going to try to get it wedged up underneath that trim. As you can see, we tucked in our back and our screws are still loose. And then we remembered to unplug our dome light. And then we tucked into the front. We've lined everything up on the front trim. And we've gone ahead and tightened down the front. Now the headliner will sag a little bit still, but in a minute here, once we support it with the dome light, that'll be front, middle, and back. And we'll be good to go and tight. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put our dome light in, and we're going to work from the front to the back here. And that will prevent us from having any little sags as we go. What we've done is reinstalled our bolt contacts, and we've also put our lock fasteners in, and that supported the headliner in the middle. Then in the back here, we installed our screws. And you'll have to remember, you still got to get your sail panels in here, so you're going to want to keep the end screws kind of loose. The best thing you can do is not tighten this one and this one all the way, and the same on the other side, because your sail panel is going to have a little nub that's going to fit up and in there. But for all intents and purposes, our headliner is now in the car. Our finishing step pretty much to this point is going to be to put on our T-top trim use. We're going to have our pillar posts that go on in our Y trim, but our goal is to get it up into place tonight. We'll be installing the visors as we move forward here, but we've got it supported in the front, middle, and the rear, and what we're going to do now is just go ahead and pop on the U-trims. Now, if you can look real close at these trim clips here, people always tend to pull these off and throw them in the garbage. The only problem is they're not reproduced. So before you go and grab these and toss those into the trash, there's a total of 8 per car. Reconsider it, because you're going to need them when you go to put your T-top trim back in, and you're not going to be able to find a replacement for that. These are factory Fisher trims, so they're pretty flexible. Note that a lot of the reproductions, however, are not flexible, so installing those is a little tougher to do on the U-trims at the very least. And all you do is you're going to couple on here, like so, and you're going to continue to work your trim underneath your headliner, I apologize, underneath your T-top trim as you go along. And if you could see my hand underneath the car too, I'm scooting the headliner along as I roll the trim into place. Now about halfway through, you've got to feed in the other corner. And then your trim will pop into place here. You'll have some fine tuning to do as you go, but from the outside, we're pretty close to set here. Since our last section of filming, we have completed out our interior in the car. We have our upper seatbelt covers in place. We have our end caps and our Y trims in place on the car. We have our A pillars and our sun visors installed. And all of these remaining items, the Y trims, the front and rear end caps and the sun visors, and those upper seatbelt covers are literally all just screw-in items. Our finished product looks pretty good. We did have a wrinkle or two here and there, but that's okay. Headliner material for the material only is going to run right at about $100 shipping included. The full replacement board with material already attached is going to run in the vicinity of $325 shipping included. So this is a really good way that you at home can save some money if you're willing to put in a little extra work, and your results can look really great.